think we're good to go. Is this
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, everyone's unmuted. We're good to go.
Is this the official start?
This
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
Official episode 6, I
Number
believe.
6,
Episode
number
6.
Merry
Take it
Christmas
away.
to you all that were
Yep,
out there.
Merry Christmas.
Just want a big shout out to my family, my parents, Mr. Curley, Mrs.
Yes,
Curley.
Miss Curley.
Thank
Miss
you.
Curley. Thank you so much.
As you can see, we kind of upgraded. We all got our individual mics here. we
Oh,
all get a little headset.
yeah.
So just a round of applause for them.
Yeah. I
Hopefully
love
y'all
it.
could hear that.
I
but
love
don't know.
it.
We'll find out.
No, you guys are the best. We love you, as you
Very
guys
much
know.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
going straight into it here, but episode 6, right?
Yeah.
6
Yeah,
weeks in a row.
episode 6, 6 weeks in a row.
That's
We're
awesome.
going strong here.
Exactly. I got, obviously y'all know me, Liam.
Clay.
And I'm Ben.
Awesome here. We're going straight into it. Just want to touch back on base real quick, going into things here. Championship week for a lot of people out there in the playoffs.
Yeah, it is championship week. For those who don't know, we're all in a league, and me and Liam are actually in the championship playing against each other right now.
I feel like Joe Rogan is the commissioner right now. I'm ready for a face-off.
Yeah, right.
And I just want to shout out, I'm sorry, Miss P. I did call it. I did manifest that into
did.
the existence that I beat you
You
last
did.
week to go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
But-
she texted me. She told me to kick your ass this week. I'm going to do my best, Mom.
Hey,
I'm going to do my best.
you know what the best part is?
Lamar Jackson, though. This guy.
He's insane.
It's
Oh
out of
my
control,
God, I
man. Can't do
even
much with that
him.
one. I love Lamar last night, especially when he ran that in for the touchdown. Deep down, I was like, damn, I feel bad for Ben. But also at the same time, I was like, I made it here. I'm here for a reason. Like, let's go, Lamar, MVPs, by the way. Just
I
saying.
hated watching him run it in. I had CJ Stroud in my Christmas Day DFS special, so
Crazy Deja Vu says he needs Smith and Jigba to stink tonight.
I don't know that that's going to happen.
I was going to say, I don't want to
unfortunately.
be
He's
the
been
one to tell you, but
He's been great.
yeah, he might.
He might
But
go off.
luckily, you don't have him, so I don't care how. he
Do
does
either one of
tonight.
you guys have somebody playing in tonight's game for the championship?
I have
here?
the defense playing tonight.
Oh.
Which
Seattle
team?
Seahawks
Seattle
defense
defense?
playing tonight.
I don't think I have anybody.
Other than that, I don't think I have anyone
I
either.
don't think
Against
I have
Chicago.
anybody.
I could see it. Caleb Williams has been better. But the Bears suck, so
Yeah,
It's just
not
it's
much
again.
you can
Our game's going to come down to 2 players.
Yep.
Mine was Lamar, and yours is going to probably be around either Baker Mayfield or how Puka Nacua does.
do. Baker Mayfield.
Oh, sorry, not Baker
for
Mayfield.
Mike Evans,
Yeah, for Mike Evans. Yeah, so Baker's throwing the ball to Mike Evans.
Because Puka could have one of his games. He's been the Rams in general have been running pretty hot. But yeah, no, Mike Evans against Carolina, I believe, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think he can have a he can put up one of those
Hey, Money Man
30-point
Baker, I
games,
love
which
that.
I need against Lamar. I need against
I
Lamar.
love
And you
Money
got
Man
Bucky
Baker.
Irvin, who scares the crap out of me.
Yep.
But hey, going straight into it, we'll go straight into Moneylines. So why don't you take over right now?
All right, money lines, straight into money lines. So every week for people who may be new, we do money line. Our money line makers, just money line of the week, who we think's gonna win. I'm gonna take the Titans over the Jags.
And what's the potential you see there? Like, why?
I don't know. I just feel like the Titans are on a little bit more of a hot streak than the Jags. Granted, they are down in Jacksonville, but it's not like one of those way far north and way far south teams where the temperature is going to be much of a difference.
Plus, Trevor Lawrence has been out, the rest of the season, they already said?
yeah, it's going to be
yeah,
Mac
he's
Jones
gone,
still.
yeah.
They've been a little rough watching
So,
him play.
And
but
Tajay Spears, he had 2 touchdowns
last week? Yeah.
Two
Pollard,
touchdowns last week,
hey,
2 touchdowns the week
last
before.
week I will say I had Tony Pollard keeping his hot streak going. His hot streak ended. Okay, but Tajay Spears, I don't have anything for him this week, but he could be a potential.
he kicked their
Pollard's
ass.
he's nursing injuries. Pollard's just beat up. I mean, he's
I was
been
gonna
getting
say,
a lot of
like the
carries.
last several weeks too, he hasn't practiced much. He's just been milking his injury, and pretty much just the only time he plays is during the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it at the beginning of the season. It was Tony Pollard's backfield, and as we go through, he's been banged up. But Tajay Spears, he's on his, second year. He out-touched Derrick Henry last year as a rookie. He's good. He's playing good. He can get those tough yards, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got high potential, and I think the Titans are finally using him the way he needs to be used.
100%.
Huge. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a big one.
So yeah, I've got the Titans. I've got the
All right,
Titans over the Jags.
cool. I'll go into my next one. Actually, no, go ahead, Clay. You can go first.
So I went with the Saturday game. I went a little bit earlier in the week, but I went with the Rams beating Arizona.
I like that.
Arizona has been struggling. I picked Arizona to be my money line 2 or 3 times this year. Never hit, so I'm
yeah.
never. Those 3 times I've been hitting almost every other one, but
You've
every
lost
time
your trust.
I have.
It's gone.
I will say I think Arizona's going to make the game interesting, but the Rams are a team that nobody wants to play. They make it hard on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
Matthew
no.
Stafford, he's got arm talent like Patrick Mahomes, but nobody gives him credit.
Yeah.
For some unknown reason, he doesn't get any credit. But I'm going to take the Rams over Arizona. I think they got a little bit more momentum. I mean, Arizona
100% they got. I think they've won their last 5 games. Buffalo being one of them.
Yeah,
that crazy.
They're
game
winning
against
tough games.
Buffalo.
Arizona's been struggling. Kyler Murray doesn't look great. This is like the first year where he's been a steady starter, but not a top fantasy option. So I'm going to ride with the Rams over Arizona this week.
Good choice. I like that one. I'm really hoping that Puka does not have a game. I really hope Cooper Kupp has a game. But, it's fantasy, right? People have off days. People have great days.
I was going to... And let's be honest, the difference could be one play.
One touchdown.
Especially with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, all it takes is one 60-yard touchdown pass. That's literally the difference between winning and losing the championship.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. It's gonna be a great our championship. Win or lose, I don't have to clay any money other than $5. Already paid that.
Yep.
So I'm happy about that. But win or lose, I'm with what I had last year from your wife's picks and everything like that, I made something out of it. So I'm proud of where I came from.
Yeah, no, you and me both. And I was 11th come week 7.
Yeah.
You and I both were hanging out at the bottom. 11th. And I went on a 5-game lose streak, and you went on a 5-game win streak.
No, I went on a 8-game. 8? I think.
Yeah.
I went up to second.
Crazy.
I went up to second place before the playoffs. I had a bye week the first round.
Yeah,
it was an outrageous comeback.
I'm personally looking because every week I always look at your mom kicking ass, Damien kicking ass, all those people kicking ass, and I was sitting there. I was like, damn, I have a chance. And then I didn't even expect you to come out from, the depths of the shadows just to be like, yeah, I'm up here, dog. Like, what you doing?
Yeah,
so,
no.
That was also awesome. Which is what I like. I like the underdog challenges, especially in the championship, A team that wasn't doing well all of a sudden starts doing well.
Are you rooting for me right now?
I'm rooting for you.
Yes. That's all I needed to hear.
Hey, like I said, I did what I needed to do.
Yep.
I lost to Miss P week 15. Going into
you did call that too. You said on the pod, if you lose this week, you're gonna beat her
when I see her in the playoffs, and that's exactly what I did. So shout out to Miss P again. I'm so sorry I did that to you.
Shout out Miss P. No nameplate once again.
She's at her house cussing you right now.
Yeah. It's all good. She's rooting for you, and I'm rooting for you too, Ben. But I'm also rooting for myself.
I get it.
I'm hoping to see a good game, and I'm excited to see which one of you gets that nameplate put on that trophy. And
I'm
you
excited.
Get the ring.
The first official nameplate, right?
No, it'll be number 2. Richard the Bandwagon took it last year. He's got that first nameplate. So when you guys finish up this week, I'm gonna go get the trophy from him, send it out, get that new nameplate on, have your custom ring made, and one of you guys is gonna be blinged out in about 2 weeks.
I love to
Come on.
But going back to the money line talk, I'm gonna do the Denver Broncos over the Bengals this week.
Ooh.
I know a lot of you guys have thoughts on that.
I mean, I can definitely see that happening.
The only reason
I don't think there's any lock for who's gonna win that game.
No, and the reason being is both teams need to win. Whoever loses, I mean, the Broncos lose, they have to beat the Chiefs in Week 18 to get in. But both teams have to either win.
Which the refs will not allow that.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
Here's $5.
It'll be
pass interference.
Both teams are fighting for a position, and both teams are doing really well. Yeah, they have Jamar Chase and
unstoppable.
Good old Burrow, who are leading the league unstoppably. But also the Broncos defense has been putting up points left and right.
I was going to say, and the Bengals do struggle against a hardy defense.
I think it strictly comes down to what does Bo Nix look like when he shows up to this
That's
game.
true. I completely agree. If he's hot, I think the
Cincinnati's
Broncos take
defense
it. I like
has been
that.
bad.
I like that.
Cincinnati's D has been bad. They've been giving up points. I mean, Cooper Rush. They're giving up points to backup quarterbacks. They're giving points to rookie quarterbacks. Veteran quarterbacks. They're just letting people score. I mean, the Bengals have put up 45 points in lost games. If Bo Nix shows up, they have a good chance of winning this game. Their defense is just good enough, and their offense has been. I mean, if they show up like they can, I can see Denver winning this game, no problem. Cincinnati's defense has got to figure it out. Otherwise, they're not. Even if they do make the playoffs, they're not going to make a run.
No, I agree. It's one of those things. It's again, game of the week last week, Thursday, Broncos versus the Chargers. I thought was one of the best games. They're previewing and showing everything. And the Broncos let up at the end. So if they don't let up, they'll be good.
I do like that. Were you just looking at the chat?
Yeah, so we got a question here.
Clay's big sister. Personally,
I would say... read out the chat. So
okay, you're right.
All right, so considering the Buccaneers matchup against the Panthers this week, is Bucky Irving a solid RB2 player? Should managers be cautious given Tampa Bay's dynamic backfield?
So I'll go off since I'm personally starting him.
Yep.
Start him. Bucky So Rashad White, I don't know what happened to him. He's done well. He's made a career for himself, but he's one of those things like Keon Mitchell that plays for the Ravens, right? Obviously, he's third back, but now he's second back because I was right behind Derrick Henry because, man, I can never think of names when I need to.
Justice Hill.
Thank you. Justice Hill's out,
There
so
you
they
go.
put her and Keon Mitchell last night did really well. So I think might have a good position with Justice Hill next year. But going back to Bucky Irving, I totally think that he is your starter. If you don't have a solid running back, he's your solid running back.
Yeah, he's an
Yeah,
RB2
no,
for sure.
100%. He
Play him.
and like given the Bucks backfield scenario, I would say Bucky Irving. Granted, they don't technically have a primary. I would say Bucky Irving.
I think he's in that spot this year. Yeah.
Bucky is their primary, and as much as it is a dynamic backfield, they have their role. You know, Bucky is a 3-down guy. Rashad White will come in on like a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. He's a pass protect guy, but Bucky Irving can pass protect. He can run. He can catch passes. He's the most dynamic out of the people in that backfield, which gives him a leg up. And I think he's going to be the guy. He's been showing he's the guy for the last month. I think if you have him, you can start him as an RB2 all day, no questions
100%.
asked.
And
100%.
You know, like
Give
I
me
said,
1
it's gonna be a good one there. You good, buddy boy?
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to what I was saying earlier.
Fire Smokey. I think that's what he's tending to.
Okay, that would help. Hopefully, we don't have to get off here and help him out here. Hopefully,
No,
we can
we'll
keep
be
this going.
fine.
But no, yeah, going back to Bucky, I think Bucky ultimately is a great choice. Now, I also have Bijan too, which been 50-50 this year. I'm not gonna lie. He's been putting up points, but he's not been putting up consistent. And again, it comes down to the thing. Like it's just like Saquon going to Derrick Henry. Both have a great offensive line. And look what they've done. They've been on a team, and no offense to Saquon. I mean, he was on the New York Giants. He's been putting up the numbers he's putting up. Give him an offensive line, he's kicking it.
Yeah, no, I would say like,
And that's what
as
the
much
Bucks
as
have.
I hate to see the stupidity in letting him go, I like seeing him on a team where he can actually
I
like
agree.
play
They
to his
white-fanged
ability.
him.
Yeah,
They
They
did.
just pushed him away. They loved him so much they let him go.
So that's
It
why
was-
that's why I
yeah.
think and Tampa Bay's offensive line they're not bad by any chance.
No, I mean
They
they've
have
been good, and I
Villavey,
think
you know,
Bucky Irving's
so-
going to be great. I think if you're in a championship and he's your RB2 option,
Go
I'm
for
playing
it.
him.
I'm sorry, I'm playing him, Ben. I hope he does really well
There's
this
not
week.
many other people I'm going to start over him in an RB2 slot. if
Casey's
I
big
have him.
sister. I'm sorry, but I hope he sucks this week.
Unfortunately, he won't, but it's okay. They came in clutch last week against your mom, but it will be good for him. So that'll be good. Those are our money lines for the week. We're going into my personal favorite segment of the thing.
Liam's Locks.
Get these bad boys out here for us.
See what he's got for us this week.
And yes, also just to confirm, I did leave because it was getting smoky. I wanted to make sure my house was not on fire, but it's all contained in the fireplace. We're safe. We're
Okay,
okay.
good. Love to hear that. All right, so pulling out my locks this week. Starting out, I love this one. I don't think anyone has them this week. I have them. I don't even think in DFS, but I'll have to look when we get later down that segment. I got Jackson Smith-Njigba over a good
Yep.
old 69.5 receiving yards. He's been a standout player for the Seahawks all year. Yeah, he's got DK Metcalf. He's got Tyler Lockett on the team. But he's right now, Smith-Njigba has been ranking top 10 over receptions, targets, and yards
Yeah, no,
in the
100%.
league this whole season.
We were watching him. I think you guys were here when we
Yeah.
were watching him. It was like every other pass was
It
to
was just him.
he's
Yeah.
just dominating.
He's just
Yeah.
that guy.
He's finally showing us what everybody was telling us about him
Yeah.
when he was
Exactly.
coming out of
He's,
Ohio
yeah,
State.
he's coming out of his shell.
Yeah, I mean, he was with Olave, and he was with somebody else at Ohio State, and it was like, okay, he's with all these stars. How is he that good? And these other receivers, and Chris Olave, and these other guys who are big names in the NFL were like, he thrives, especially when there's other people around him who are good.
Especially
It's not
he's
like
the
a Malik
veterans, too.
Neighbors situation where he's their only guy. You know what I mean? He's coming out here, and he is dominating next to DK Metcalf,
Exactly.
next
Yeah.
to Tyler Lockett. These guys who have been established in the league, he's coming out, and he's
He's-
putting up
he's-
numbers.
exactly,
He's
like, so-
being the number one read. He's that 50-50 ball catcher.
Exactly.
Even it doesn't matter his size or anything. He's putting up numbers, and he's dominating right now.
No, I agree. And like in the last, I think it was 8 games. Last 7 of his 8 games, he's received 70 plus yards already receiving. So he's going against the Bears, who's the Bears' pass defense is an average 277 yards, per game. So 70 of those is all he's got to hit. He'll hit it.
Yeah, no,
Stats don't lie.
I like that.
Yeah, and the next one I have here, Unfortunately,
They're playing tonight, aren't they?
They're playing tonight.
They are
That's
playing in
tonight.
less than an hour.
The Thursday night football game with a 25% profit boost on
Live
live bets.
Live bets.
So
Have
So
your
lock
bet
these in and wait till the kickoff, and then put that 25% profit
When they're running
boost
out on
in.
the field and Chris Collinsworth is talking,
Yeah.
get it in, lock it in.
It gets stressful.
Don't waste.
It gets
Don't waste
stressful.
any time. Just lock it in.
Going on to my second one here. I got Chuba Hubbard going under 73.5 rushing yards.
I like that.
Um,
I really do. I looked at it.
Yeah, I was comparing good old stats again, like I always do. The Bucks defense and their last, I just can't even speak because that's how good they are. The Bucks defense against the run have only allowed 2.8 yards per attempt. And Chuba Hubbard, obviously, his backup, good old, what's his name again?
Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah, Jonathan Brooks is out. See, when I need to know someone, I can't do it off the dome like I used to. But anyway, Jonathan Brooks is out, so obviously Chuba's been their guy. He got that
Contract extension.
Thank you, contract extension.
There you go.
Today, Junior. Anyway, Hubbard's only managed about 43 yards on 12 carries against the Bucks last time they played them. So the Bucks running,
Bucks are stopping everybody right now.
they have.
Like 2.5
Money Man
yards
Baker,
a
baby.
carry.
There's a couple teams that are on some hot streaks right now.
The Bucks are stopping the run. You can pass on them.
Yeah,
I
they're ranked 31st or 30th for passing.
You can't run on them.
No, you just can't run on them. Like I said, they've allowed 2.8 yards per carry. And like I said, last time they played, Hubbard had 12 carries for 48 yards. So
I think you'll see something pretty similar to that.
I think so too.
50, 55 yards is kind of where I have him at this week. I think he's going to be the under for sure. I think that's a good lock.
And going back, I think their QB Young has actually gotten the confidence he's been looking for years. I think he's finally sat in his shoes and been like, all right, I can throw this into a 3-man. And it'll hit there. He doesn't hesitate like he used to. So I think they're going to start relying more on the pass play, which you're going to have to against the Bucks because
100%.
that's what the Bucks are weak
Their
against.
pace of play is so high. If you don't keep up with them, they're just going to run you down.
Exactly. And the last one I have for tonight, I have Caleb Williams going over 215.5 yards. The way the things I'm going to see is the Bears are going to go down early. We've seen it all year. They get pounded to the ground the first half, and then they can't just run the ball anymore.
They come out hot.
So then they're going to come out hot throwing the ball. I mean, you got Allen Moore, you got all those guys back there.
Yeah.
So it's going to force him to throw the ball, which will then force him to, go over the line. So, and, they're playing Seattle tonight. Seattle's, I mean, they're good defensively speaking, but they don't have that 2-3 players that are just like stoppables, locks. So Caleb Williams will go over tonight.
Yeah.
Along with Jackson Smith and Jigba going over 69.5 yards.
I like that.
I'm gonna chase you on that last lock you have in there with Caleb Williams, but I'm gonna go same game tonight. I got Keenan Allen over 58.5 receiving yards.
I hope so.
Him and Caleb Williams, they got this connection as of late. You see these toe taps, you see these wild catches, and it's like you weren't seeing this. His involvement is starting to pick up. Caleb Williams is starting to figure it out a little bit. So I'm going to go with the over for Keenan Allen tonight. 58.5 seems... You don't think so?
I really hope so because I have Keenan Allen on my team.
No, I keep with the womp.
That's the reason I played it just for you, Benji.
We don't want Keenan Allen. Personally, fantasy-wise, I don't want Keenan Allen.
I did the wop just for Ben because I'm playing against him tonight. Actually, I do have someone playing. I have Keenan Allen playing tonight. Yes, I have Keenan Allen playing tonight, and he's going to either start.
Are you starting him?
I am. I have to.
He's been good the last 3 weeks, man.
That's why I like when Clay played that. I'm all for it, but I played the womp just
play
for
the
you,
correct
Benji.
sound for something like Keenan Allen over 58.5. That's better. That is better.
See, I don't know if I like that. Also, Liam, your dad said he loves the sound effects. We love the sound effects too.
Thank
you very much.
Again, shout out to you, Fops. Love you.
Yeah,
hooking us up. So,
that's awesome.
we're gonna get more sound effects in here. Obviously, you just gotta,
we'll
dangle with a little bit more. But for now, what we got is what we got, and I'm very happy with what we have. So, all right, go ahead, Clay. What you got for the other two?
My next two props for this weekend, I went with both quarterbacks and both unders on the passing yardage. I'm starting with Cooper Rush. I don't know if you guys are paying attention. CeeDee Lamb, he's out for the rest of the year. They're to a point now where they just don't see it making sense for him to play. Let him get healthy. These last 2 games don't matter. He already showed that he's got the grit, the energy. He wants to play through these injuries, but he's making $34 million a year. Sit him down for 2 games. Let him get healthy.
Do you know what his injury is? Because I didn't read anything on it.
It's his shoulder, like his AC joint. It's playable, but to the point now where you see him, he takes these big hits, he lands on it.
The big
getting
baby. My AC joint is shot too.
Okay. All right. Go
Hey,
run out there
I
with
got
a
a
bunch of
torn
grown men.
routine.
Tell me how you
That's
feel.
what it's okay.
But so I'm taking Cooper Rush under of 200 passing yards. I think they're going to struggle without CeeDee Lamb out there. I'm going to take the under there. They're playing Philly.
Yeah.
You got Brandon Cooks and Jalen Tolbert. Sure, I mean any one of these guys can house it, but I don't see Cooper Rush going over 200 passing yards. And then my last one, Anthony Richardson under 178.5 passing yards. It feels free to me because it's Jonathan Taylor's field right now.
I was good, just about to say.
They're playing the Giants.
Yep.
So it's going to be Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. He's just coming off that massive game, almost 208 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Crazy.
And you know it's crazy going back on that Jonathan Taylor runs. If you watch him 2 touchdowns, cross the goal line, 2-hand ball.
Yep.
Holding on to it.
That's
He's
what I'm
not
saying.
letting that happen again.
Yep.
And I think Richardson, he's going to run a lot. I think you can play him in fantasy. I would be nervous to play him in a championship, but I think you can play him against the Giants. He's going to scramble a lot. I think Dexter Lawrence is supposed to be back, so he's going to have some internal pressure. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he's effective. I just don't see him using his arm in this game against the Giants.
And unfortunately, I have him playing in our D-Gens defensive league where we have 2 QBs. Because my other guy was Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins obviously ain't playing no more.
It's tough.
But I got Moneyman Baker and I got Richardson. So
I'd be happy with those 2 guys.
Yeah,
I'm happy with Moneyman Baker. He's been a show all year. So
Yeah.
Richardson, obviously, he's had his time. We'll see what he does this week. Who knows?
Yeah.
Again, fantasy football out of my control. I just tell him he can start, he can sit. That's all I
Yeah,
need to do.
Yeah. No, going off of that.
Pause on that.
Oh.
Pause on that. I'm going to hit the
Psych.
comment section real quick. Evan,
Okay,
I seen
good.
your
I like
comments
that.
come
I
in.
like that.
So he's got Jalen Hurts. So we talked a little bit about Jalen Hurts with him last week.
Yep.
As we know, that was tough. We're sorry. You can't really predict concussions and stuff like that.
Well,
I would assume that he would not play this week.
Well, here's
and
my
that's
thing.
where I'm at. But so here's where he's at. He's still in concussion protocol. He's got Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, and Geno Smith. They're all projected within 0.3 of each other. I have a clear starter out of those 3 guys who I'm playing, and it's Justin Herbert.
I like it. I like it a lot. I do.
It's
like,
tough with those 3. It's.
And thank you for reading
really
about to me, by the way,
tough.
because I don't have the chat. But going back on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, again, he's also in the mean grit. He needs to win. His team needs to win to get a playoff spot. Whereas Philly's already won. Yeah, they lost their chance to get the 1 seed. Thank you. We'll go over that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
They lost the 1 seed because they lost last week to Washington. Which is, again, Ben, you called it.
Yep.
It was a mean
I
gritty
did
game.
say.
With 5 turnovers Washington had.
I don't think
it's
that's a
happened.
lock.
But
I don't think that's.
I'll
a
take
lock.
that L on that one. But yeah, no. Again, with Jalen Hurts being hurt, it's the concussion. You made the playoffs. You win this game, you secure the NFC North, right? It's just, do you play him? Do you risk it, or do you want to save him so you know?
You save him. I don't think they're playing
saving
him.
him. There's.
That's what I think. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm saving my QB because
I'm not
I'm
playing
already in the
Jalen
playoffs.
Hurts.
What do I have left to prove? I'm not fighting for a 1 seed no more. So.
Yeah, I think you play Justin Herbert. I think you can make a case for Matthew Stafford with having as many weapons as he does. He has a very good chance of throwing touchdowns, but he's got Kyron Williams, and I think Kyron Williams against Arizona is a great matchup, and I think they're going to kind of ride his back. Where Justin Herbert, who just lost another running back, he's down to Gus Edwards and Kamani Vidal. Vidal's not even really a running back as much as he's a pass catcher. I think you play Herbert. He is the upside to get you maybe a 3-touchdown game.
Yeah, I like the Herbert play.
As an Eagles fan, we never had the number 1 seed. That is correct. No shot they bench Hurts. They're going to have to. He's in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
All right.
No, they're especially not going to risk it.
You guys did have a contending spot if you guys won out and the Lions lost 1 game. You guys would have taken the number 1 first overall seed.
I kind of hope the Eagles won, but that's because I'm a Cowboys fan. And second, the Commanders.
You're a Cowboys fan and you wanted the Eagles to win.
Correct,
if the
because
Commanders
the second
won,
the Commanders won,
Cowboys
we
are out
got rolled
playoffs.
out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not that it really mattered.
I was gonna say,
all
did you
that
think you
much.
had a good
We don't
shot?
have Dak. We don't have DeMarcus Lawrence. We don't have CeeDee Lamb. It's just one of those things. But I will say the Cowboys played their ass off in that game. They looked like a team who actually wanted to play a game.
No, I
So
agree.
props to them. Props to Mike McCarthy. Don't think you're coming back, but Jerry Jones, senile, so who knows what's gonna happen.
And I like those picks. We'll move on to go ahead, Ben. What you got?
Yeah, what do you got for your props? This
Okay,
week?
I was gonna kind of play it off with we were talking about Jonathan Taylor. I've got Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown
Against the Giants.
against the
free.
Giants. I feel like that's the freest money you could possibly get.
My gut's telling me something different, but I won't speak on
What,
it.
you don't think Jonathan Taylor's going to
just
score
don't- I
against
don't
the
think so.
Against the Giants?
No,
The
we can make this
Giants, I
argument.
want to say, give up like an average 6 yards a carry.
But they're also their defense for some reason has kept points to a minimum.
Who?
The Giants defense.
Because you only need 9 to win the game.
That's what I'm saying. They've been keeping teams down low.
That is fair. But I see Jonathan
For
Taylor.
fantasy purposes, the Giants are a great matchup to go against.
I agree. But again, going off what I know, my gut's telling me no. Statistically, I didn't look. I just know Jonathan Taylor did really well, and he wasn't even a lock for this week for me. So
I think Jonathan Taylor.
I think he's good. Hey, might be.
I think he's in.
My,
I think he's
my
in the
props
end
hope
zone.
so.
My next one is going to be the Rams game. Puka Nacua over 7.5 receptions.
I like it.
Yep. In the last 5 games, he's averaged 8 receptions. And like what I forget who one of y'all mentioned, the Rams they're on a hot streak, and I don't think they necessarily have to win, but they'd be in a much better position if they do win. And I know
they need to win.
on the
They need to
5
win.
yeah, on the 5-game win streak that they're on right now, they're gunning for another one. I think Puka is going to be a hot target. I do think, unfortunately, I don't want to admit this, but because
it's
Cooper
50-50
Kupp,
on
but I
this.
think Cooper Kupp's going to also. I think it's going to be a good game all around.
that's
for
what
the
I'm saying.
Rams.
And again, going off, overall, it's gonna be between one of the two.
100%.
You either throw it here or
That's
there,
what it
so.
comes down to. That's what, especially on the Rams. It's either you got your main target, which I would say Puka has become 100% the main target.
He looks like it.
But yeah, and then my third that I have, and I know, Liam, you're not gonna be happy with this.
Wait, hold on before you play it. What is it?
I lost my pencil.
It's right
Oh,
here,
it's right
dude.
here. Okay. I have Baker Mayfield under 248.5 yards. I'll give you my piece, okay? 4 out of the last 5 games, and I did this math myself. 4 out of the last game, 5. Jesus.
4 out of the last 5 games.
Thank you, Clay.
You're welcome.
Baker has averaged 295 yards. Yes. Wow. Well, Ben, why the hell would you put in the under?
Ben, before you go ahead, hold on real quick. It's Money Man Baker. All year long I've been saying it. So why would you do the under? Why would you do the under? Let's go. Let's hear it.
So, last 4 of the 5 games, he's averaged 295 games. The one game that he did not get even close to that average was against who?
Carolina.
And who are they playing this week?
Carolina.
Okay. He only threw 230 yards, I believe, against
200, I think it was like 34.
something like that against Carolina. And Carolina has only let an average of 210 passing yards
Was
per
it the
game
same
this
Carolina
season.
team when they played? When did they play last? Because Carolina the last
5
5 weeks.
I was going to
4 or
say,
5
I think
weeks?
5 weeks ago.
So what it was what Bryce Young's first game back?
I think so, potentially.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can figure that out because I think
I
Carolina's
don't know
numbers
what an
then and
offensive player
Carolina's
has
numbers
anything to do
now,
with the defense.
It has a lot. It has a lot. I mean, I'm talking just like the team as a whole.
Yeah, they vibe off each other. When
Yeah,
when
no,
your team is a
100%,
pick six,
I 100%
they go on.
agree,
The
but I'm
offense is
I'm
hype.
just going based off stats.
Statistically
You know?
speaking, I like
And
it.
if you look at granted, Baker Mayfield's hot. I'm not going to say he's
I hope
not
he
hot.
hits the over. You'll find out why a little bit later. But
Absolutely.
I'm
but
not.
I
I'm
know
not-
why.
but
I know
when
why.
you
that
look
one.
at his stats in the last 5 games, he's freaking 288, 298,
I agree. I'm with you.
305. The only team he didn't even get close to that was the Panthers. They're playing them again. And, if I'm going to be honest, the Panthers just killed the Arizona Cardinals' playoff chances.
Yeah.
They don't have a playoff chance themselves. Their goal this year is
Upset.
to upset people at the end of the season and ruin playoff
I
chances.
love that. But again, Money Man Baker has a chance at the playoffs.
As long as Moneyman Baker throws every single pass to Mike Evans, I'm okay with that.
They could lose by 100 if Mike Evans has 30 points and Ben's got a trophy. He don't care.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all
what
about
I'm
the
saying.
championship this
Yeah,
week,
exactly.
baby.
But no, I can see your reasoning on that stat, statistically
Right?
speaking.
It makes sense.
Um,
And Carolina's not a great matchup for quarterbacks. It just
No,
it
but
isn't,
again,
so
run wise,
it
they're
makes sense.
pretty good run wise.
Which is what scares me with Bucky.
That's what I'm saying. So either way you choose, I'm fantasy speaking, fantasy manager speaking here. I love it. I love it. Hey, he throws the ball less. Doesn't mean Mike Evans gets anything. Bucky Irving gets to run more. I love it.
But it's gonna be
How about a Baker
it's gonna be
Mayfield
it's gonna be
50-yard rushing
touchdown? I would love
200.
that.
It's gonna be 246 yards solely to Mike Evans.
Okay. Hey, whatever. I'll take it. That's like a 3-point
Mike
game. I'll
Evans is
take it.
dominating.
That would be a
today,
hell of
ladies
a
and
game.
gentlemen.
That would be crazy. Moving on to our little subject here. We're doing like a little holiday special associated with a Saturday props coming up. So we each chose...
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we each chose a specific
We got
game.
3 games on Saturday.
Yeah, so we chose a specific game. I chose the Denver versus the Bengals, and we chose we chose each. Wow. Little round plus, so I get my hype self back up. Anyway, we each chose a specific game. That way, we choose a specific prop out of each, which we're going to combine here, put in a nice little parlay for us. So the one I like is Bo Nix over 230.5 passing yards. The Bengals, again, going back on the Bengals defense, they're not the best at stopping a pass. The run-wise, they've been on and off. But Bo Nix is also in contention for Rookie of the Year. They want to win a playoff spot. He's going to throw the ball.
It's gonna be. I'm assuming this is gonna be the game of the week
That's
just
what I'm
by
saying.
looking at the matchup.
He's going to throw the ball, and he's going to throw it to Cortland Sutton, which also
Yes.
love to root for because my team, but also me and Grit, you playing them. So it's one of those things. It's going to hit. He's been doing really well. I mean, he threw 3 picks against the Chargers and still managed to throw for 225 passing yards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 5 more yards. Hopefully, not as many picks. Be a close game. Be a lot of fun. So that's who I have for the Broncos. That prop for that one. Who you got, Clay?
So I took the Arizona LA game. I think that's going to be the most lopsided game this Saturday, and I'm going to take the worst team. I think I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison over 49.5 receiving yards. I have Marvin Harrison in 6 different fantasy leagues this year. I really bought into him in Kyler, and he has this way of blowing up when it doesn't matter. So now that all my teams are out of playoff contention and the Arizona Cardinals are out of playoff contention, I think Marvin Harrison's going to have a great game, and I think 49.5 receiving
now
yards.
Now your season is screwed.
Now that it does not matter whatsoever, he's going to show up. So I'm going to take Marvin Harrison over.
I like that.
Wait. Can we get a little womp for you on that one?
Nah. That's 2 womps. We'll see. All right. We'll see who's spinning the wheel a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's not give away too much until we get there. All right, let's not give away too much.
Just Tommy Cutlets, NYG. Speaking of, I got the mug right here. Tommy Cutlets, give it to me. Give it to me. He was saying the Giants defense is ranked 25th in points allowed. I don't know who was saying.
I was saying that. It's just the games they've been playing that I've actually paid attention to. They've been close. Now last week.
You haven't been paying attention to
Why?
many
Because
Giants games,
He
brother.
watches Red Zone, and they don't make too many.
the Giants aren't on
Why
Red Zone.
why would I care about the Giants? I have, not those fans out there that love the Giants, big supporters, but
I get it.
Again, we watch Red Zone. We're all here Sunday. We watch Red Zone. I don't see the Giants on.
Leave a comment if you guys want to watch us do a little watch party on.
Red Zone. I think I've been advocating it. We're not 100% sure if we should do it. So let us know. We wouldn't stream the game
legally.
The
we cannot.
Obviously,
I don't know if we could put even the volume in the game, but
I think we can. I think we can, especially
into
Red Zone.
We got these cool mics we can use.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't legally. We have to look more deeper into it.
Yeah, but just let us know what you guys think.
That'd be cool.
Okay, ahead. So my third leg, I've got the Patriots. I forget who they're playing.
They're paying I believe they're playing the Chargers.
Yes. I have Ramondre Stevenson over 42.5 yards, rushing yards.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think it's kind of locked in. Patriots, they haven't been crazy on the pass game. If we're being honest, it really doesn't matter win or lose. I think they're going to just kind of take it easy. I think Ramondre is going to get a lot of touches.
He's been good the last couple of weeks.
I was going to say, and like things with it, like Ramondre Stevenson, like I forget, a week or so ago, 48-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
I think that was against the Giants, if I'm thinking correctly of the correct game. But, all it takes is one play for this guy, and he's 42 and a half yards. I feel like that's locked in.
I love it.
And
he's been putting, surprisingly, he's not talked about as much as he used to be.
People were a little let down early, and I think that kind of faded him since.
I agree, but again, he's been putting up some good numbers. I've seen him.
He
might not 100.
So just to reiterate, because we did have a little bit of kind of back and forth mojo going, for our Saturday parlay, I have Bo Nix over 230.5 passing yards.
Marvin Harrison over 49.5 receiving yards.
And Ramondre Stevenson over 42.5 rushing yards.
3 overs.
If you're
free
listening,
money.
Free.
Yeah, free money. I mean,
Check the profit boost for
pretty
Saturday
much
games.
guaranteed. Yeah, there's
No
got to be
sweat,
something. Either profit
Utilize those
booster,
best
no
you
sweat.
can. It's a great way to take
100%,
advantage.
because I've got $10 bet waiting on me. That was a no sweat bet. And granted, I didn't hit the bet, but
Sweat.
Real quick.
no sweat. Yeah, exactly. I get it back. It's free money.
Not that we endorse gambling. We don't endorse gambling at all.
Yes, we do.
we do not endorse. I don't endorse gambling at all. Just to let
Just
you know,
do it.
when I do my locks
500
earlier,
on black.
yeah, when I do my locks earlier, like I said, Smith and Jigwin, Chuba Hubbard, and Caleb Williams, I always put those as straight bets. Parlays are just
Correct.
they're missing.
Yes,
So
yes.
these are
Our
all
props, put them
Our
in as
straight
singular
bets,
bets.
singular
yes.
straight bets.
2,
yes.
3
That's
bucks a
where
pop.
that's where you're gonna make. Granted, you don't get the big payout, but that's where you're actually.
that's where
gonna
Vegas
You
make
do this
money.
for 17, 18 weeks, $2, $3, $4 a bet.
You're good.
You're gonna hit a lot of them,
Just
and I
think,
mean, we
think
make
how
a
many
lot of
times-
money doing this.
Yeah, just
so.
think how many times you
Yeah,
go
we've
in.
got some big plans coming. New
Yeah,
Year's.
we do.
Mhm.
Just
Tune
think about how
in.
many times you go in a parlay. You got a nice thick lineup. You're like, oh yeah, this person's scoring, right? And then who doesn't hit it? The one person you needed, right? All that
Nothing's
money's gone.
worse than missing a
But
parlay.
that's
by
what I'm saying.
one leg.
So if you have those straight
We
bets in,
felt that on Christmas.
exactly. So if you have those straight bets in, yeah, it doesn't matter. You missed the one, you hit all 8 other ones or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So you make money back and forth. The straight ones are way better, safer bet. Not as big
100%.
payout, obviously, but
100%.
a few dollars goes a long way. You got something in the chat?
Yeah, El Moose, it's not gambling when you have locks. That is correct.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's Tommy
absolutely, and that
Cutlets.
is why we do this show.
That's why we're here. That's why we show up every week. But yeah, Tommy Cutlets coming in. Would love to see Roger Goodell in the NFL SWAT crash your broadcast booth. So it could happen. I
was
mean,
gonna
I'm not
say,
going to rule it
I'll
out.
DM him on Instagram, see what happens.
Yeah, it
you
never
know?
works.
No, it doesn't.
The one off chance it does, though, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
It would be
pretty
cool.
The one in a million.
Oh, Roger.
It would be something.
I'd rather hit a lottery if I'm going to be
Something
honest.
fun
Yeah.
for that one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here. My least favorite part of the whole podcast. Do we want to do me first or you first?
Let's go. Let's start with you here, Liam.
Woo, my favorite part here.
The joke of
We
the
need
league.
to get a boo.
Yeah.
Yep, Liam. There we go. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
So, as we know, we have
Yep.
a DFS face-off. We do this each week. We each put a lineup together, lock it in on a Thursday night. However it plays out on Sunday, the winner gets a crown. Oh,
And-
what is that, a crown?
wait.
A crown for who?
winner.
Oh,
There we
two-time
go.
champ back-to-back
There
over
we
here.
go.
And then the loser, Leo,
Myself,
gets
by the
to
way,
spin the wheel
I'd like
for
to
the
defend
punishments.
myself. If the Bills did not score in that last play, I would have won. I lost by literally less than a point.
Scoreboard.
Less than a
That's
point.
all
I
I have
had
to say.
taken first
Which, by the way,
70
all
points.
of these punishments we do, we don't stream them, but we do post them on YouTube. Liam, do we want to jump to
You know
that
what?
clip
Well,
really
Yeah,
quick?
before-
Liam,
This
week
is
2
Liam's
punishment.
last punishment.
This was
that he
week
had
2
to
that we
do.
did. I'll let y'all. I'm gonna play it out here. It might not be full screen for y'all, but that's okay. Just want to let you know before we get into it. I did ask Ben. Hey Ben, what did I ask you? Oh, are these eggs fresh? No, but of course they were. He thought right because they were in the fridge. But no, they were 3 months expired. But anyway, stop talking. We'll
I
get right into
thought
our
they didn't
punishment. So,
expire in the fridge.
unfortunately, I'm the
My
show
bad.
of the night. So let's do this.
All right. Go ahead.
Welcome to the week 2 loser. 3 raw eggs. This is gonna suck.
Just gulp them quick.
That's worse. That's worse. It's quicker.
When that hit the back of my throat, it was the
Oh,
worst
you
feeling
can
ever.
see if you slow the
I-
video down, you can
it,
see
it was bad.
exactly. But like I said, all
Those
of those
expired in
punishments.
September.
And when did we do this? We did this.
They were
what,
in the
3 weeks
fridge,
ago?
though, so it's
yeah,
not
3
like
weeks
they were
ago?
like-
Yeah, if they're in the fridge, they don't go bad.
No,
apparently.
no, they
So-
do. They do.
Well, right.
Anyway, going on to there. Everyone knows the routine. I spin the wheel because I've done it 3 times now. This is my 3rd. And when it starts to
Also,
get slowly
Tommy
stop,
Cutlets said nice mug. Thank you, Tommy
Hey, that is a very
Cutlets.
nice mark. So anyway, when it starts to slow down, right there, Ben will be my.
Spray tan. Yeah,
living for
I'm
it.
gonna catch it to make sure it doesn't
Yeah,
like
so we're gonna
roll back.
Exactly. So we're just gonna do a little easy spin here.
Spray tan.
No, I'm gonna catch him. Oh, buddy, here we go. I don't even want to look.
Let's see. Let's see.
By the way,
We're
Ben did
looking
the
for
the
orange.
cinnamon challenge last week,
I did.
That'll be up on the YouTube shortly.
and we
check that out.
will host it. We will host it next week's show. We will feature that.
Yeah.
So a little content warning before we do that one too on that. For all you weak stomachs out there.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
didn't go as I expected the cinnamon challenge to go, but Ben took it like a champ
Oh,
there.
just keep going. Just don't even
Oh
stop.
my
Don't even stop. Don't even stop. And stop it.
Where are we at?
The $25 bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Yes.
fucking broke.
Okay, so essentially how this works is Clay and I will get to put a bet together. It can be as solid of a bet or as ridiculous as a bet as we want, and Liam has to place a $25 bet on that bet. It can be a parlay, it can be a single leg, a money line parlay, touchdown parlay. It can be.
And we keep the profits.
Yeah.
You know-
So he wagers and we benefit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
part.
that's
We-
the punishment.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So
yeah!
It's like a no sweat.
Let's
bet for
do
us.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's
so
why-
it's a
go,
no sweat for
baby.
us.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a punishment because it's my money, and you guys can either win the money.
We'll give you
or I
if you
lose the
win,
money.
we'll give you the $25.
No,
back
it's a
at least.
punishment. I don't want anything back.
Well,
By the way, I think we should keep
Because
this one on
if
the
I'm going to
board.
be
I
honest,
like
if
the
we're
one.
doing a $25 bet, I'm doing like a 8-leg touchdown.
Oh, it's gonna
scoring
be
parlay.
insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? We're
You'll get your
actually-
$25.
We're
back. Don't worry.
actually going to be millionaires.
Just as long as I get my money back.
Let's go spray tan. Maybe next week, Roundhill Mama. Also, sorry, no name on the plaque this year, but we'll circle back to that at a later date.
Oh.
So anyway, going back to what we said, yeah, we're gonna hop right into the DFS.
Yeah.
Clay, I'll let you take over as your
All
segment.
right. So we've been talking about him quite a bit here at the quarterback slot. He's fairly priced for what I think he's going to put up this week, but I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield, Money Man Baker, $6,900. I think the matchup against Carolina is good, regardless of how much they're going to run.
By the way.
I know.
Sorry, Miss P.
But yeah, so I'm gonna run with Money Man Baker, $6,900. It kind of let me get a couple other people in here that I really wanted to, and I have a stack with him. We'll get there, but yeah. So I went with Baker. Ben, who'd you rock with?
Quarterback, I went Jordan Love.
Okay.
Jordan Love.
He's solid.
I was gonna
He's
say
a little bit cheaper this week. I think
I
he's
was gonna say
6,200.
that's one of the reasons I got him was
Mhm.
because he has been solid recently, and he was a slightly cheaper side for a quarterback. So
He did
been
lose
doing well.
Christian Watson. I don't know if there's an official word on him yet, but he did leave the game with a knee injury. We know he does struggle with injuries in his career. He's on and off the field, hamstrings, knees, calves, this, that, the other.
I feel you, Christian.
So having this knee injury is a little scary, but I don't think it's going to affect Jordan Love as much as it is going to kind of give the other receivers a boost. They have 6 or 7 guys on that roster who can all catch passes. I mean, and they're good. A lot of young guys, so I think it doesn't affect Jordan Love, but I think it kind of gives an opportunity
No, I
to some of
agree.
these other guys.
It's gonna be cool. And then moving on, I also went Money Man Baker.
Yep.
The reason I call him Money Man Baker because he makes me money. So simple as that. I don't
if
need
you
anything
pick
else.
the under,
No, we're going over. Money Man Baker. Anyway, going on, I'll move into running backs here. I paired him up with also Bucky Irving. I believe going Carolina. It's either going to be a passing game or a running game.
You're going to hit it one way or
That's
the
what
other.
I'm saying. So
I was
either
gonna
one's going to give me
say.
the points
Rashad
that I
White,
need there.
actually.
Yeah, I hope not. It'll be very, very scary. So I have Bucky Irving as my RB1, followed by Brees Hall. The last 3 weeks have actually done very well, in my opinion. Saved me a little bit here. Last week didn't save me. But, long story short, I got Brees Hall as my RB2. Who do you got, Clay?
Much
Making-
love, always
making
Miss P. Much
peace.
love. I went with Aaron Jones and Jonathan Taylor as kind of like a two-headed monster this
Yep.
week.
Yep, I like that.
Aaron Jones, $6,200 in a revenge game against Green Bay. So I like that. And then Jonathan Taylor, his matchup is great against the New York Giants. He's coming off of an insane week. He's been healthy. I think those two guys are kind of going to be my saving grace here this week. So
I
I'm
like
running with
that.
those
I
two.
like that. I like Aaron Jones because I have him in the championship against Liam. I also like Jonathan Taylor because I have him here on DFS as well. I've got Jonathan Taylor and went a little flip flop with you, Liam. I've got Rashad White.
That'll play out really
Ooh.
nice. They
I
complement
think
each
so
other.
too. Rashad White.
He's got the knit and grit.
I
where
was gonna
Bucky's
say
the
he's
speed.
got the knit. Gold. That's gonna be so good. Thank you, Mr. Curley, again. But no, he's got the knit and grit, and he was a little bit on the cheaper side.
Yeah.
So
you gotta go cheap,
with
I
their
mean.
split backfield, granted, like we said earlier, I think Bucky Irving is the number one, but that doesn't mean Rashad White doesn't get
It's
any
tough
touches,
because
you
again
know?
they play off each other really well. Rashad White. When I want Bucky to do something, it's Rashad White in. So they play off
And
each other
vice
really well.
versa,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You never know.
you never know.
Somebody's getting those points between you two.
Exactly. Who you got for wide receiver, Clay?
So At wide receiver, I kind of got 3 good guys here. I went with Malik Neighbors as my 1.
Love it.
Like that. He
Um,
is questionable, I
so you
believe.
do-
So
this
he's
week.
questionable,
I
but
knew you-
he is set to play.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those situations
He's-
where
Yeah,
No,
I haven't
I
looked
actually-
too much into
I
it.
he's
read it.
on the injury report, so he's listed as questionable, but he's going to play.
I,
Yeah.
He's game time decision actually now.
Mm,
Hey, I
I'm
just
playing
read-
him.
I'm
I'm not
just
even
saying.
going to have a pivot.
I mean,
He's
as
playing.
a Giants
I was gonna say, he's your
fan,
pivot
if
anyway.
I'm going to be honest, I don't want him to play. Rest him. We have no fucking shot. Excuse my French. Just screw it. Get the number 1 pick. Let's move
If
on.
he doesn't play, my pivot is going to be Brian Thomas Jr.
I figured
I
that's
like
fine. That's works.
So Malik Neighbors is kind of going to be my guy. They're going against Indianapolis. Indianapolis is kind of like a team where they're free in the slot. A lot of these slot guys going against Indianapolis gets a ton of targets, and Malik Neighbors over the last 9 weeks is averaging 12 targets a game.
Yeah.
In a full PPR situation,
That's
which
awesome.
with DraftKings is, he has an opportunity at 12 points just to catch the ball for 0
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah.
He's going to catch 8-9 passes for 70, 80 yards, have a chance at a touchdown. I'm going to be happy with him in that slot at 6,600.
No, I agree. I think that's a good choice.
So my next wide receiver here, I got Devonta Smith against Dallas. I'm a Dallas fan. I watch this game twice a year, and every single year it's Devonta Smith. He catches 2 bomb touchdowns against Dallas, and that's just what happened. So at $5,800, I feel like he's a little bit underpriced. I'm going to go with him. And then my last guy, circling back to Jordan Love with Christian Watson out, I'm going to go with Dontavian Wicks.
Yep.
He
He's
caught
a
a
hit or miss.
touchdown last week, but at his price point, and Christian Watson probably not going to play, he felt free to me.
I don't think that's a bad pick at all.
$3,900.
That's where I would go with that
So-
one. That's a nice pick.
I mean, that's where I went with him. I think he has an opportunity. He's going to be the wide receiver too. Jaden Reed's going to be in the slot. It's going to be Wicks on the outside. I think
like
it's going
it.
to be good.
And then going into mine, I got A.J. Brown actually to reverse your Devontae Smith.
It's not going to happen.
Well, remember about 2 weeks ago when you said when a wide receiver pissed off and they do something
Yeah, but
about
against
it?
Dallas, Devonta Smith.
I'm just saying
I'll
he's
show
been
you.
hey, show me please. Go out
Pull
there
up
on the
the
field.
tapes.
I'll write it on
Pull
the
up
wheel
the
so you can
tapes.
see it next
please,
week.
please go out there on the field. I'd love to see you in a jersey, a little Dallas jersey. But
AJ
He'd
Brown's
be,
gonna
he'd, be in
say-
the, he'd be in the cheerleaders outfit.
That's what I'm
over
saying.
there.
Well,
But
hey,
After,
man, I'll
after
tell
a
you
spray
what.
tan next week.
Yeah.
I'm now.
Hey, those Cowboys cheerleaders, man.
Hey, Jerry did say he was going to give us the best. Anyway,
Jerry.
going back on top.
It's Jerry's world, man. We're just living in it.
Anyway, I have A.J. Brown there, followed up by good old Josh Downs, who was, again, had to go a little easy on the money there. He's at 4,800 just because Josh Downs has been either hit or miss all year. Who knows what they're going to do this week. Richardson could either totally just fumble the bag, or he could actually, use his team that he has.
Yeah.
And my last one, because I have a Westbrook Akine, another cheap one, 4,500. Played him once this year in this competition that we do. He did really well. He's got, I think it levels out to about 8 to 9 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
But
he's getting there.
I've been fading him since Levis left because that was like Levis's guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't have him the last 2 weeks. But I think he's still a
I think
solid
it's pretty
pick.
solid. Ben, who you guys your wide receivers?
I also went A.J. Brown.
I love to hear that.
Also went A.J. Brown. I also went Jacoby Myers.
Good
Okay.
against New Orleans. I can see why.
Yep,
I like it.
I think he could have a potentially real good game. I was talking to them or Clay and Liam earlier about who do I start? Cortland, Jacoby. I also got Calvin Ridley, revenge game against Jacksonville, but stuck with Cortland. And then I've also got Westbrook Akine. I know Smith and Jigba has been, the number one target, but if DK is moving slow, Smith and Jigba is getting covered, which I'm sure he will be.
Westbrook Akine plays for the Titans.
He does.
Reverse everything I said.
Anyway,
Why am I thinking that?
because that's
Did
the
he
topic
used to
we're
play?
on.
Did he used to play for the Seahawks?
No. You're
No.
thinking Smith and Jigba used to play for who do you used to play? He only played for
Ohio
the Seahawks
State.
too. Yeah, Ohio State. Because he
I
brought
don't
it
know
up
where
earlier.
you're going with this, but he did go Westbrook.
Never mind. I've got Westbrook Akine. Yes,
Love to hear it.
4.5K saved a little money.
Before we get into tight ends
Oh
real quick,
God.
I do want
Ty.
to say that my little brother, shout out to my little brother here, he's the one that actually picked up my whole lineup this week.
Liam's tired of spinning the
Can
wheel.
you give me another womp womp? I feel like I deserve it after
Yeah.
that. That's just bad.
But like I said, going back, my whole team has been picked by my little brother this week. He's been begging me. So he said, "I know what? You know enough
Okay,
about football.
you
thing,
do
bro."
say little brother. Your brother is in college. I would just like to point that out.
He is
to
my little
the
brother because he's my
audience.
little brother. He's
He's a
younger
grown
than me.
man.
He's a grown man. He is.
But
Xander,
yes,
shout out to you. I
yes.
love you, buddy. If you're listening, have fun at the bar tonight. Be safe.
Attacking the clan war.
Please. And thank you. We're going into the tight ends here. I'm actually going Jake Ferguson this week as my tight end. 3,700.
I like it.
He seems to have some mean playability to him where he really wants the ball.
He's got a little spice to him.
That's what I'm saying. He
He's a
wants
white
the
boy,
ball.
A little bit of spice in him.
He doesn't want to be that sideline watcher. He wants the ball. He can do something with the ball if he wants the ball. So I went with him.
And then with CD out, I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I agree
no.
too.
He's gonna be looking. Or Cooper Rush is gonna be looking for that
100%.
safety net.
100%.
Jake Ferguson.
I was gonna say
seam,
Jake
Ferguson
Ferguson,
10-yard curl route. It's gonna be there, and I think he's gonna utilize him. I think
I
it's
love
a
it.
great pick in at 3,700.
$3,700, followed up by my flex, who's Brock Bowers, the other tight end. This week I think
crazy stat.
he's this close to the I think is it rookie or is it all time?
He
So rookie, I
he
believe.
hit the rookie record last week.
Yeah, he's so close. Actually, I think he's
He
one.
passed it.
He passed it.
He
Anyway,
passed it.
they're gonna want to pad that stat right there. They're already out of the
Oh,
playoffs,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
there it's
Feed
feed
him.
him the
Feed
ball. So I went him with my
100%.
flex. He was one of the more
100%.
expensive ones, but you got no one else other than Jacoby Myers, so you're feeding the ball. So who you got?
Yeah.
What do you got for tight end and flex, Ben?
Tight end, I've got Okonkwo.
Mm-hmm.
Saving a little bit of money. Plus, he's one of those
He
guys.
plays for the Titans, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I knew that one.
Can you say his first name for me? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, don't ask me to. And then flex, I've got Romeo Dobbs.
I like
Okay,
that
it's
one.
the same
Romeo
situation I
Dobbs,
had
yep.
with Dontavian Wicks.
Yep.
Especially
He's
with
gonna
Watson
have
out. It's gonna be between Wicks and Dobbs. It's gonna
One
be
of them's gonna have like 3 touchdowns, and
The other one's
it's
gonna have
gonna be a
nothing.
flip of a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the way Green Bay works. It's somebody's game.
I was gonna say
One of
it's
the
never
five,
it's
but
never
it's
evenly
somebody's
split.
game.
Someone has themselves.
You're not gonna
a
get
game.
8, 12 points out of everybody. You're gonna get 4, 4, 4, 33.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're
So-
not gonna get something smooth and Patrick Mahomes saying he shares the ball, but
Yeah.
whatever.
And then so at my flex, or at my tight end slot, I went T.J. Hawkinson. He's kind of really, as soon as he come back from the injury, he's carved out a role in this offense. He's been great, $4,500, got a good matchup. And then in my flex, there's the stack with Baker Mayfield. I went with the rookie McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
Who's been
yeah.
producing very well.
I was gonna say he's been having
great.
some
He had a
good
great game
games
against
lately.
Dallas. He's and for $4,600, it allowed me to go with my defense that I'm going to let you know. The Colts against the Giants at $3,500, second most expensive defense. I usually spend way down on defense. This week I wanted to pick that Giants matchup.
I was gonna say they're guaranteed at least their projected points because the Giants aren't going to be able to score. So.
It's
Yeah.
definitely worth the money there. Whereas I went the Browns actually this week for the defense.
Mhm.
Browns have just been defensively settled the whole year.
yeah.
They lose a game because of turnovers, pick sixes, and obviously their offense is lost in the sauce. So
Yeah.
I think the Browns, if they can get me a couple interceptions, a couple sacks, Miles Garrett on the end, we'll be pretty solid on that one. Who you got, Ben, for defense?
Defense, I've got Eagles. I've got Eagles going against Dallas.
a
I
good pick.
think Cooper Rush.
It's going to
I
struggle.
love it. I love
is
it.
gonna
It's simple.
struggle.
That's a gazunder, and I'm a fan. It's a good
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
So overall, it's really good.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Anything anyone want to add before we're trying to wrap up here before the game kind of starts? Make sure everyone gets in.
Great luck. And 90% of you guys, if you're in any sort of playoff, tonight's game, I know we didn't get to talk to you before Wednesday games, but pull any of the people that are in your flex that are playing before Sunday, pull them out of the flex, put them in a main slot, free up that extra pivot option if you need to late in the week. Utilize any start sits, ranking, stuff like that. Just kind of
don't be
think
cute
about
with
your
it.
decisions. Check the waiver wire. Just check it. Somebody could have dropped somebody. You never know what happens. When you only got 2 teams, you got 8, 10 other teams in the league dropping players for whatever reason. Go check, see what's there. If you need a starter, or maybe there's somebody's got a great matchup, or maybe Brandon Cooks is on the waiver wire with no CeeDee Lamb, and you got to find a flex 2 or something. You can find value, so just check it.
Don't be cute. Do not be cute.
Don't be cute.
You're
Play
here
your,
for a reason.
Play your guys.
Exactly.
But think about every choice.
Liam, you're going down.
You know what, buddy? Either way, I'm happy.
Put her there.
Yeah, either way, I'm happy.
Yeah, either way, we get our entry fee back,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's okay.
And the last thing, Foss, obviously going back to the locks in tonight. Straight bets, as always.
Profit boost.
Profit boost. Obviously,
Yep.
with a profit boost, you do have to put it in as a parlay. I believe you can use the profit boost on one single straight bet. If you're gonna do anything tonight, I'd put it on good old. Let me think here. I'm gonna go with Smith and Jigba. I think out of between
100%.
Caleb Williams and Smith and Jigba,
100%.
you're putting the profit boost on Smith and Jigba. If you just
Smith
don't
and
want to parlay.
Jigba is my captain in tonight's DFS.
So that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So
It's
make
my
sure you get
call.
those in if you want to parlay everything. I parlay when I have a profit boost just because, YOLO. I don't really mind this game, but everything else I straight bet. So catch me up on that one there.
Mom said you both suck. El Moose said,
Love you.
good luck.
Yeah,
Thank you
good
guys,
luck to
thank you
everybody in
guys.
the playoffs. If you're in a
Um,
championship, hope you get that payout.
Yeah.
Enjoy the week, everybody.
I appreciate y'all coming in,
Yeah,
watching.